has a rich history and cultures dating back thousands of years ago. It starts with the Pharaonic culture, then Christianity, and finally Islam. It's among the earliest civilization. It actually has been affected by several other cultures and ethnic groups who either lived or invaded the country. Actually, the way the cultures blended together may be difficult for foreigners to understand. But once you do understand and appreciate the traditions, Egypt will be like none other. But here's the thing. Egypt is not only monuments and the 3 Great Pyramids. It also has a lot more to see or to do. Ancient Egypt was one of the oldest cultures that ever existed. It was from 5,000 years ago. Well, this land flourished because of the Nile River. The ancient Egyptian worshipped gods like Re, the sun god, Isis, Seth, and Horus. Actually, back then, ancient Egyptians had a supreme and a powerful ruler called the Pharaoh. The pharaohs were considered to be the gods of Egypt. Mummies are preserved bodies that do not rot. Egyptians believed that mummies keep living in another world even when they are dead. Back then, Egyptians believed that the Egyptian gods weighed the person's heart when they die, when he or she tries to enter the next life. They also believed that pharaohs became gods after mummifications, which is becoming a mummy, and they would need their bodies. A total of about 70 million mummies were made in 3,000 years.
Welcome to Egypt. I am Jyoti Rawad. I will be your tour guide. Now we are in the Valley of Kings. Let's start our tour. The valley stands on the west bank of the Nile, opposite Tebas, which is modern Luxor, with 2005 discovery of new chamber and the 2008 discovery of 2 further tomb entrances. The valley is known that it contains 63 tombs and chambers. The royal tombs are decorated with scenes from Egyptian mythology and give clauses as the beliefs and funerary rituals of that period.
Please? Yes, sure. How many pharaohs are buried in the Valley of the Kings?
Oh wow, what a nice question. 62 pharaohs were buried in the Valley of the Kings.
Well, can I ask another question, please?
Of course.
How big is the Valley of the Kings?
Astonishingly, the Valley of Kings is 1,000 feet of limestone and sedimentary rock.
Well, thanks for the interesting tour.
No problem.
Egypt has amazing natural, historical, and cultural attractions. So, tourism is one of the main sources of income. Actually, Egyptians are so friendly. So, when you visit Egypt, don't be surprised if someone invites you to his home. So, I want to declare something when it comes to family affairs. Actually, when it comes to family affairs, family is very important to Egyptians, as they pay great attention to family values. And what about celebrations? Speaking about celebrations or parties, Egyptians love to celebrate, and family members or friends even during the holiday like to celebrate also. Due to the love of food, all celebrations include a special or a unique meal. Another interesting thing that restaurants are one of the most fascinating business, as Egyptians love or like to try new things, and they actually appreciate new cuisines. Plays a big role in the life of Egyptians, and it's also intermingled as daily activities of Muslims and Christians living in Egypt. You can see this clearly during Ramadan, Eid, and Christmas, where festive spirits are everywhere. Mosques are around every corner, so walking down the streets of Egyptian cities, you can hear the call to pray during the 5 prayers per day. Although Egyptians use the Western calendar, they refer to the Islamic calendar for Islamic religious holidays. And Ramadan is the most important month in the year. During this month, Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset, focusing on praying and charity work. Talking more about religion in Egypt, let's know about the touristic religious places in Egypt. The first one is the Mosque of Muhammad Ali. First of all, it's located inside the citadel of Salah al-Din al-Ayyubi. It was built between 1828 and 1848. The architect of it is Yusuf Bushnak. He is a Turkish man who had come over from Istanbul solely to build this great mosque for Muhammad Ali, who is the ruler of Egypt from 1805 until 1849. Actually, the construction began in 1830. The work continued until the death of Muhammad Ali in 1849, and it was restarted and finished during the reign of his successors. Actually, Mosque of Muhammad Ali is one of Egypt's most interesting and mind-blowing places in the world. Second, the Hanging Church. A lot of people ask, why is it called the Hanging Church? Is there a specific reason? So it is called the Hanging Church because it was built on the southern gate of the Roman fortress. Third,
Mosque of Ibn Tulun. Actually, there are quite a lot to say about this mosque. First of all, it's located in Cairo, Egypt, and it's the oldest mosque in Egypt, as well as the whole of Africa, surviving in its full original form. Another fact that it's the largest mosque in Egypt in terms of land space. So since it has much open space, it boasts both sunlight and shadows. Actually, it was built between 876 and 879 AD by Ibn Tulun himself. Actually, he was sent at that time to rule the outpost of Al Fustat in the 9th century.
Egypt is located in northern Africa. Egypt is bordered by the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. Libya to the west, Sudan to the south, Israel and the Gaza Strip to the east. Second, the River Nile is about 6,670 kilometers in length, and it is the longest river in the world and in Africa. Fourth, there are lots of sports in Egypt, but the most famous one is football. Fifth, Egypt enjoys a sunny weather in summer and a warm weather in winter. The climate of Egypt is that from May to October, a hot weather, and from October to May, a cold weather and a cool weather.
Now that we have talked about ancient Egypt, religion, and more things like touristic religious places in Egypt, we forgot to talk about the food in Egypt. Well, I think food is the most important thing in life. But anyways, one of the questions which is often asked by people or tourists before visiting Egypt, that what is the most popular food in Egypt, or what is the traditional food in Egypt? Let me tell you then. Actually, Egyptians love delicious meals, and they appreciate Egyptians love delicious meals, and they actually appreciate a tasty meal. And of course, the unique Egyptian cuisines have been influenced throughout history. So, what are the cuisines? Well, Egyptians have the very unique meal, which is kushari, and also they have beans and tamia, and lastly mulukhia. Well, I think that these meals are very tasty and delicious. But anyways, there's something that tourists or Egyptians even should take care of. Well, my advice that tourists should avoid street food unless they can see that it's kept fly free. I mean, not easy in donkey and horse areas. And they also should note how the dishes are washed. And I think they should avoid raw fruit and vegetables if they can't even peel them. And lastly, to make sure cooked food hasn't been sitting out, or I mean kept out for a long period. So I think that Egyptians love to celebrate and love in celebrations to have tasty or delicious meals.
Conclusion, as we said before, Egypt isn't only about the Great Pyramids or Sphinx or these touristic places. It also contains a lot of fantastic places. We hope that our documentary was beneficial to you.